The second category under the ISTE Computer Science Educator Standard is Effective Teaching and Learning Strategies. This slide lists the pedagogical strategies that, as quoted by the ISTE Standards website, make the discipline comprehensible to students. As we can see, the majority of standards can be applied to any content, especially for science and math, and reflect good pedagogical practice across the board. The overall focus is to ensure that educators offer various options to engage their students, largely due to the fact that students learn in various ways. Because all students do not learn the same way, all content should not be presented the same way. In his blog post, Teaching Computer Science Better to Get Better Results, computer science educator and blogger Mark Guzdahl commented, "I watch my children taking computer science classes, along with English, chemistry, physics, and biology classes. In computer science classes, they code. In the other classes, they do online interactive exercises. They write papers. They use simulations. They solve problems by hand. Back in computer science, the only activity is coding with feedback. If we only have one technique for teaching, we shouldn't be surprised if it doesn't always work." End quote. He further states we computer science educators need to experiment with more methods. We need to get to a place where we identify known problems in our students' understanding and then use well-supported methods that help students develop a more robust understanding. One way to achieve making computer science more accessible to all is by exposing students to it at an earlier age. In his article, Should We Teach Computer Science in Elementary School?, Pat Janpredet makes the argument that computer science is as necessary for preparing students for today's technologically driven world as reading, math, and science. According to Janpredet, the rationale to teach computer science to K-5 students goes well beyond career development. For kids just entering school, teaching computer science is about giving them the thinking skills that will help them become proactive learners and citizens, as opposed to just consumers and denizens, in a world that's increasingly influenced by the manipulation of the digital bit. He goes on to say the most important part of the K-5 computer science experience is its ability to encourage and support creative expression and problem solving. So the demand for computer science to be accessible to all students is growing. Therefore, its educators must adjust their teaching styles accordingly. Another way computer science educators can improve accessibility is by allowing the growth mindset to inform their instructional practices. It has long been a belief within the field that certain individuals possessed a geek gene, to mean they were born to program. If you lack this gene, computer science is not for you. I liken this type of thinking to those who feel you either get math or don't. Guzdahl debunks this myth in his article, Top 10 Myths About Teaching Computer Science. He states, "I suspect that our belief in the geek gene stems from too little evidence about effective teaching and learning. If you don't know what's working and not working, it's easy to believe that our teaching isn't making much of a difference, and that the best students are just born that way. That's the easy way out for computer science teachers, and does our students a disservice." Guzdahl also highlights the importance of active learning by doing over passive learning by lecturing. He references the 2014 article on Wired.com about a study by the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences addressing this topic by conducting the largest and most comprehensive review of the effect of active learning on STEM education. They found an overwhelmingly strong connection between active learning and student success. Scott Freeman, one of the authors of the study, stated, "The impact of this data should be like the Surgeon General's report on smoking and health in 1964. They should put to rest any debate about whether active learning is more effective than lecturing." My next slide includes a very informative and entertaining TED Talk video lecture on teaching creative computer science by Simon Peyton Jones. He gives a lot of great ideas on techniques they are using to make computer science more interesting and accessible in England. Hope you enjoy.